How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Avone.
I'm Doug Quimby.
And we are Kinda Live.
Kinda Livin.
This is episode 30. Thank you for tuning in. We are here with our great friend and awesome skateboarder, Chris Brauser. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. Just fighting this nasty-ass cold. As you can see, I've got the beer on the sidelines, got some water, some halls, and this episode is actually brought to you by turmeric. Because this shit works. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and really excited about this episode. 30 episodes in. Thank you so much for tuning in each and every single week we do the podcast. As you guys know already, and if you didn't, we are available on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So make sure to listen to us while you're in your car or at work and you need a good distraction. We'll always be there for you. Almost every week. And so, yeah, it's been a crazy week. We had the podcast on Thursday. We're finally kind of getting this regulated, which we do want to let you guys know, if you haven't already, November 12th, the podcast will start on Tuesday nights every week. Not Wednesdays, not Thursdays. We're trying to keep this consistent as possible, and it's a mutual day that worked for us. Yep. And, but yeah, crazy week. Went up to Plattsburgh. I got myself in a little trouble this weekend. I went up to SUNY Plattsburgh for alumni weekend. It was a blast. Got to hang out with all my fraternity brothers. Got to see friends I haven't seen in a while. Got to go to the monopole. Had some stoner wings. And but I got this nasty cold from it. And then also when I was skating, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I'm sure it's happened to every skater. So I was skating down. I was wanted to see the river behind my school. It's hauling ass. I have this Sector 9 skateboard. It's big wheels. Yeah. You skated it. And so I'm riding it. I'm go over a patch of grass because this thing can just ride grass. So I'm riding grass full speed, get back on the curb, and then ride off the curb, and then stop dead. Screwed my wrist up. I got this nasty cut on my knee right now. And he hit it a couple times over at the track. Dude, it hurts so bad. And,
I forgot to give you a Band-Aid for that.
Yeah, you forgot to give me a fucking Band-Aid, dude. And then, but yeah, I had sore throat. Then I got this fucking horrible sore throat. I've been out for the past couple days of work and just, it's been sucking. And, but I got some requests. I put out a post, if you have a sore throat, what are some good stuff to order? And I got a whole bunch of stuff. Soup was one of them. Didn't know you should have soup.
That makes sense.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Honey and tea, pho. I got that twice. Honey, garlic, and turmeric.
Yeah, that's good.
Panera. Fuck that. I'm sorry. Excuse my language.
You got the soup.
I hate Panera. Grilled cheese with Panera.
Oh.
I think that was supposed to be with soup at Panera. Curry. Spicy ramen. Cutting raw onions and rubbing them in your eyes. I'm sure that will definitely make you forget about your horrible sore throat. Cream de menthe, sorbet, mashed potatoes. I wanted to try that.
Oh,
but yeah, so I'm just finding this. And other than that, we went and filmed Timber Coop Play, which was really cool. Went down to their practice studio in Albany, New York, actually Glenmont. And they played a couple songs for us, which you can check one of them out now on our YouTube channel. It got released yesterday. And then also, we would also like to share that on November 16th, we are having our first ever live event.
It's a gala.
It's a gala. Fill us in with what is It's a Gala, Doug?
It's a Gala is basically a come join us at the bar. We're gonna dress up in fancy suits, ladies with the dresses and whatever is fancy for the ladies. And we're gonna have our homies Big Time Kitty. They're gonna be playing, and it's gonna be a good old get down.
Yes, good old get down for sure. If you don't know who Big Time Kitty is, again, head to our YouTube channel. We got a couple tracks on there. They get the mac and cheese. And
they're funky.
They're funky, too. And they're a great band based out of North Creek. It's a guitar duo. They do looping. They're really cool. It's unique. And but yeah, other than that, how was your week, man?
It was pretty good. I went to Harvest Fest over the weekend. That was a festival in Westernville, New York at Woods Valley Ski Area. And it was basically a tribute to Mother Earth. They had a whole bunch of different female-led bands like Lady Daisy River, Haley Jane, and she had Rob Compa with her, so they played a couple sets together, and that was really cool. Also, Erica T. Bryan and New Mosaic, they really killed it, and I also realized that Erica T. Bryan is also in West End Blend. They also killed it at Formula 5's Rock the Dock. Other than that, like Late Earth, Viva Mayhem, and Root Shock. It was like a amazing time.
Female powerhouse festival.
Female powerhouse, and the Super Jam was like all
cool.
of them from earlier on that day. It was really amazing. It was just like a really small, intimate festival. Like it wasn't really like overbearing with people. It was just like, and it was like the way it's set up is like 2 stages, like one in each room. And they were like conjoining, and they had like hay barrels and like kind of like pumpkins and gourds on it and like stalks. So it was like very like harvest theme and like earthy. And then also in like this one room they had like a huge fire pit like in the middle of it. So it was like perfect because it was like pretty chilly, you know, people coming in and out for smoking and all that.
Yeah.
So it was like really just like a nice little festival, and I'm definitely like looking forward to how that progresses on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you can we released a recap and gallery about that. You can check that out on mirth-films.com for more info.
Yeah, and you can also find all of our latest original video content, live music coverage, news, and all sorts of crap.
All fancy things.
Now, what about you, man? How was your week? How was it?
It was all right. Yeah, it was pretty good, actually. I mean, after we skated a couple days ago, I had to recover for a day or so. But I ended up going to a wedding for one of my girlfriend's friends at work.
Nice.
I didn't know anybody there, so it was just, I froze, really. It was an outdoor wedding in Thurman.
Oh,
okay.
Man.
At a... I can't remember the name of it. It was this little farm or like a barn place. It was like I don't even remember. Something in Beams. It was the name of the place.
Gotcha.
But they do all kinds of events and stuff like that and host things for people and stuff. But it was like most of it was outside, and then we went into like a little heated, like it was a big tent, and it was just still cold in there because the door was always open, and it was only like 40 degrees. So yeah, I don't know. I just really haven't been doing much other than sitting and playing video games the last couple days.
Well, which you were talking about earlier. So you actually have been playing both Skater XL and Session, which, if you guys don't know, are 2 of the most brand new skateboarding video games that have been released on just beta, correct?
Yep. They're both currently on Steam right now, and only on Steam. I know Session was supposed to be released for the Xbox Early Access sometime in October, but they just released a post that they're gonna wait to that to like November, December. I think they're still trying to make more tweaks to the game, so it's gonna be a minute for the Xbox users. So I'm currently on the bench, but I do have Skater Race.
Yeah. Literally.
But I mean, I've recently gotten Skater XL, and I've been playing that a little bit, and that's been a lot of fun. And we were talking earlier about like how the differences between Skater XL and Session right now. And so what was your opinion on that?
Yeah, so break down the pluses and minuses.
So I think that Skater XL looks a lot better in graphical wise, and it's a lot smoother with the gameplay. I like Session. They're really close. Really.
Okay.
But Session, it's just a little bit clunky when you like watch the replays and stuff of, like if you go and like do a cool trick and you watch the replay, it's kind of it takes you out of the feeling because you see like sometimes his foot will like clip through the board when he does a kickflip. And it just doesn't look real at all. And that's basically my only thing with Session, and that you have to use the triggers to churn. You can't use the like in Skater XL you can use the directionals that double as your feet.
Oh.
But in Session you have to use the triggers to turn left and right. And they also, if you double tap them, will revert you. So if you're like trying to come up to something and you're trying to get the right angle and you just trying to tap it too quick, it'll make you revert and it'll screw up your whole line.
Shit.
So like I had to actually turn that feature off to even play Session right, because I don't think that they're either one of them are really worth $20 right yet because of how early they are. But definitely Skater XL is the better of the 2 for my opinion.
For sure.
All right. And just from playing just a little bit on it definitely took like a few like minutes to even figure out
Session
how to play. XL.
Skater XL.
Yep. So it's all almost the same, but you have to do it with both triggers. You know, if you want to do like a tray flip, I mean, you could do it with one and then flick the kick flip on the right side. If you're goofy, I think.
Yeah.
This is really confusing for people that are listening, probably. But,
Yeah.
but it just is a little bit more complicated, I feel like.
It definitely is. Like, I find myself thinking a lot more when playing that, like, trying to, like, if I want to go for a specific trick, I kind of got to think about, like, okay, how can I do that trick? And it's like, okay, I got to push, and then it's like, I got to pop it early enough, and it's, like, really hard to, like, kind of mimic those motions exactly on the triggers, and then like also like turning with the like not the triggers of six, but like turning with the triggers is definitely something that like I understand, but it's hard to do, or at least it's hard to get used to.
Yeah. Wow, what was I gonna say?
Coming from a skate player, EA Skate.
That's what I was gonna say.
Coming from that, what was it? What is the transition like for you?
So EA Skate was really, at the time, everybody thought it was realistic and whatnot, but like when people got better at the game and you started seeing people doing triple backflips.
Yeah. Super Dude 180.
Yeah. Exactly. That game just became like every other Tony Hawk game, you know?
Yeah.
It just took for people a while to get to that ability. But I mean, if you play on hardcore mode, that game is still pretty realistic, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I like Skater XL better than Skate 3 if they had more to skate.
How would you compare it to Skate, though? Would you say if they do make the improvements, it would be...
Skate is the best game for skateboarding, hands down, right now.
Better than Tony Hawk.
Oh, yeah.
In
my opinion.
I grew up playing all the Tony Hawk games, so there's a very soft spot in my heart for it. And, you know,
Totally
like,
understand.
the school map and everything, like, yeah. I don't even know how many hours I spent doing that Heaven to Hell gap that Jamie Thomas did back in the 90s,
Yeah.
Okay.
dude. But, yeah, that's more of a video game type sense because they Neversoft went into that game like, all right, we want to make a game like a video game, but also has skateboarding in it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It wasn't like I'm gonna make a skateboarding game. You know, it wasn't just that. They wanted all these other elements in the game and everything like that. And I think that's what made Tony Hawk Pro Skater such a good game, and that's why I can't even put it in the same genre as Skate 3 or, you know, Skater XL.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Yep.
It was definitely very arcadish, but like it was just really for what it was, especially compared to what else was for the day. Like it was the best.
There were antics too, you know. Like there was story antics, like, and there were special guests in it. Like Steve-O was in Underground and Underground 2.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he had the what's it called? Like a
Polly Wheels of Fury Ryan.
Oh yeah.
That guy was nuts. No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Underground 2 was probably my favorite Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
It's packed. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. No, and also one of my favorites was American Wasteland as well. Like I feel like that's kind of when it peaked.
The tweaked ollies were awesome.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
good.
Were they bone dollies?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bone
bone
dollies.
dolly.
So, before we really dive into things, I just want to give a shout out to our sixth man, Dylan McKenzie. Dylan McKenzie, I got to see this past weekend up at Alumni Weekend, and we had a couple beers,
Hell yeah.
a couple pictures at the Monopole, and Dylan has been always right by our side while we've been on the podcast, correcting us, letting us know how we stand online.
Yep.
Thank you, Dylan, for being the sixth man, and I hope you enjoy your sweatshirt. And if you want your own merch from Mirth Films, which you can get a hat, you can get that, you can get the OG shirt, you can get whatever. Check out on our website the merch section because there's a bunch of cool stuff on there, and we update it all the time. So please check that out. But because we're talking about a skateboarding game, obviously that must mean you like skateboarding.
Oh, I love skateboarding.
So send us back to the fourth grade Chris Brauser listening to Alien Ant Farm and
Yeah.
Papa Roach. When did you start skating?
I'd say I was about 8 or 9 years old when I started skateboarding, but I didn't know what like an ollie or a kickflip was or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly remember the first time I ever saw like a video of somebody do a kickflip. It was a Capri Sun commercial, believe it or not.
Really?
it was this weird formatted commercial where all the kids are racing home from like different areas in the town to get a Capri Sun, and they like turn into like that Silver Surfer type looking thing.
Yeah.
But this kid like did a kickflip over this daisy in slow motion, like it was growing in between a crack and a sidewalk, right? It was like it was a little daisy, and he did a kickflip over it, and I just remember watching that every time it came on, just be like, how the hell would he do that? Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like,
Yeah,
how is he
yeah.
doing that? You know, I'm out front of my house on Main Street in Warrensburg, you know, skating on a sidewalk. I'm not doing anything like that. Yeah, that's what really got me. And then I remember being in my yard and like in my driveway just trying to figure out how he got the board to flip like that or even come off the ground. And I was like putting my foot under the board trying to pick it up with my foot and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I was like, but no, there's no way. There's no way he did it that fast,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
So what I gotta ask just to stop there. Well, how gratifying was it, or explain to the viewers what the feeling was like landing your first kickflip?
Let's see. So kickflip actually wasn't one of my first tricks. I'm not gonna lie. Kickflip didn't come in until almost 8 years into skateboarding. I didn't kickflip.
Really?
No, I heel flipped as my first flip trick.
Wow.
So, and I don't know how to heel flip anymore. I literally can't heel flip at all anymore.
God
Teach
damn.
you sometime.
Yes, I can kind of do switch ones once in a while, but they look really crappy. But yeah, I started with pop shove-its, and I really got the ollie down. I was amazed by the ollie. Like I said, how he even got the board off the ground. I was amazed by
okay.
it. So, and there wasn't a big skateboarding scene in Warrensburg or around here when I was a kid. Like I after
Where'd you go?
I went to literally this place called Bob's Computer Shop, and it's right in the middle of town. And they had this sidewalk foundation that had apartments next to the thing. So there was like a entranceway, and then it went ramped up on each side. You've skated it before. It's right across from the bank. And
Oh yeah.
Oh
Dude.
yeah.
And yeah, it's basically just a couple of, concrete ramp-looking sidewalks with steps, and we waxed them up, and we try to grind them and stuff like that. It wasn't the best spot. It was really kind of cool, though, to have, and the guy that owned the computer shop at the time let us skate there because his son was in school with us, and he was, like, kind of into skateboarding, but he wasn't really, you know. So he let us all skate there, and then when that place got removed, then they ended that really, really quick. But, yeah, in that place, and then I started pretty much next to my house at the flat ground is mostly what I skated. Next to my house at the post office, because all the older kids that skateboarded would randomly skate there, and I would just kind of show up and like skate on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wait for him to like, hey, you want to come over here? And like, eventually they were like, you want to come skate with us? Because I was really just a weird kid hanging out around them randomly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I started skating with them, and that was like Eric Avansky and Morgan Brock, and a bunch of older skateboarders that don't even skate anymore. Like,
Totally.
Yeah, they're definitely later 30s or so, like that. I mean, I'm 30 now, but
So, at what point did you meet like Johnny and start going down?
I know exactly when I met Johnny.
How did that happen?
It was garage sale weekend, 2007. I met Johnny, and we randomly met him, or it was either Ryan Edwards or Anthony brought him around. But I remember seeing him, and our first interaction was he had like a McDonald's bag on his head, and he had the eyes cut out, and he was like, "I'm Johnny," and I kicked him square in the balls. And we were friends ever since.
That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought he was one of my other. I didn't know who he was. I thought he was just one of my friends being a jackass.
Now, what at this point was he already backflipping? Or
that might have been the year he did the backflip.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it was either 2006 or it was definitely after I had met him, because after that we started. He was good at skateboarding. We were both about the same, and so we started hanging out. And I lived at his house for like months, man. Like I'd go to Queensbury, and we would just, in the winter we'd go to West Mountain all day.
Yeah.
And in the summer we would just, even in the winter we would skate down to Glens Falls, from Upper Sherman all the way from like literally.
Queensbury. Well, yeah, I know
So
exactly what you're talking
it's by West Mountain. It's right by West Mountain Road, and it's like 3 minutes down the road from West Mountain Road. We'd skate all the way from there, all the way to like Glens Falls, just to go to the park and stuff like that.
God damn.
Nobody wanted to give us a ride.
Yeah.
We weren't the best kids either, So.
Yeah, it happens. It's what's growing up. That's what growing up's all about.
You're talking about Half Pipe Thrills, right?
Yeah, it was called Half Pipe Mike's when I first started going there. I was there opening day.
Really?
The day it opened, and they had the Post-Star was there. And I remember my mom might still have it. I was in the local section of the paper in the background. I was trying to figure out how to drop into a quarter pipe, because I had never skated a quarter pipe in my life at that point. All I had skated was, the stair sets and flat ground and, little handrails from Walmart and shit like that. And so it was really just like a whole new world when I got to that skate park. And like I remember just beefing every single time trying to drop in on the smallest quarter there. Just like my hip hurt so bad.
Ooh.
I don't know if you ever had that problem learning to drop in. Like I just slammed like, almost every
leaning
time.
too forward.
Yeah, well, I was
Leaning too back.
strictly street skater for 10 years at that point.
Yeah.
So it was just really
Was
hard.
it hard
for me
to commit?
grasp. It was very hard to commit to anything in any ramp in that whole skate park. The ramps,
I mean, to this day,
Yeah.
if the park was still open, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
That 85%.
if you can skate their ramps, you can skate any ramp. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, look who's came out of there. You got who? You got Christian Mechanic, who's
Yeah,
probably one of the best skateboarders of all time in this area.
yeah.
Who
Like
else
Ryan
came out of
Sullivan?
there? Ryan Sullivan. What's that other guy? Mike
Mike Iatoria.
Iatoria.
I think that's how you pronounce it. It might be Ioria. I don't remember.
Okay.
Tom Watkins.
Tom
Watkins is an amazing quarter pipe skater. and
Quarter pipe
street skater.
person in general.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's the thing. For the people who are watching this that didn't grow up in upstate New York, or at least a multi-season area, is that the ground gets destroyed
Oh, yeah.
year after year after year. So they have to redo the roads all the time. But they can't redo curbs or, and it's just rough skating. And when
There's
your
no
park's not that
skating.
good, that's even worse. Because
yeah.
then it's like, especially at a place like that, I remember going a few times in the winter when I was young and super just nervous about being around people
Yeah.
and having to do something new that I've never done.
Yep.
It's like, fuck this. I'm gonna just buy a skate
was
movie
very-
from this shop and go home.
No, it's definitely very intimidating, I would say. Just going to the skate park for first times when you're really young and that's a whole new world to you.
It's like what I said when I was hanging out around the skateboarders, and not really hanging out with them
Yeah.
until they actually invited me over.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a kid mentality. You don't want to intrude on people.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you don't get. Yeah, exactly.
You want to feel wanted.
So and then coming to Lake George, the first time I ever met you, I remember it fucking clear as day.
Yeah.
We were at there's two arcades in Lake George Village, and there was the one by what is it?
I think
Fun
I
World?
remember this.
Yes,
Oh,
it's the
no.
one by Fun World.
You know-
And you at the time you had some type of mohawk or something.
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
I was with this kid Tim Mitchell, who's doing awesome right now.
Fuck
and we were just hanging out, and I've heard of you at this point. I always knew of you for other reasons, and I always thought you were a bully or something.
A bully.
Or kid not to hang out with.
Maybe.
And then you show up and flustered over something, and you're talking about something, and I didn't realize you told us you were Chris Brauser, but I thought you were talking about Chris Brauser. I was like, oh yeah, you gotta stay away from that. That was my introduction
Yeah.
to
Oh
meeting
my
you.
god.
But it was a fight over. I don't know what you guys were fighting over, but it was some guy.
Yeah, well,
We'll
what
just
it
call him
was,
some guy.
It was over a girl, believe it or not.
Really?
I was dating this girl at the time, and this guy's friend, the guy that I was about to fight that day, he drove by and flipped me off, and I had no idea who he was, and so I flipped him off back, and he whipped his truck around right in Main Street in front of in front of Capri, and he's like, "Oh, let's fight!" And this guy's twice as tall as me and everything. I obviously probably would have got my ass kicked. But I was like, whatever. At the time, I didn't care. I was going to either get my ass beat or beat him up.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down the road to go meet him, and he tells me to meet him up McGillis. It was up McGillis Ave. And I get up there, and he's friends with Joey Bongiorno and Joe Mealy. So I come up there, and I see two dudes that I know very well. And we're like, oh, what's up? And this guy's thinking that he's going to jump me and stuff with his friends and stuff, and he didn't realize that I was friends with them, but apparently his friend told him that I keyed his truck over this girl I was dating or something, or I screwed him over with this girl I was dating or something like that, which was completely not true. The guy that liked my girlfriend was just telling people shit to get him to fuck with me, pretty much. Sorry
shit.
about that, but
Yeah.
No, no worries.
that's pretty much what it is. I'm not going to mention any names. I can
Ain't no
mention
need
those
for
two,
that.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what happened that day. And then I got up there, and the guy was like, so you didn't do that? And I was like, no, bro, I didn't do that. And he's like, okay, we're cool then. And I was like, all right. And I left.
Wow.
I think I was like, you want to come watch me beat this kid up? I think
Yeah, maybe.
that's That's what I said to you. I was tight at the time. I was just, a little firecracker.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
17-year-old.
rightfully so. And from there though, like, how did you get involved with people from Lake George? Like, what did you think of the scene of skateboarding in Lake George?
So in Warrensburg, we always thought that Lake George was way better skateboarding. Like, no, I don't know why.
Spot wise, you're saying? Or?
Yeah, not even spot wise. It was just like the environment. I think.
Yeah.
It was down here. Like, there's 10 times more skate spots in Warrensburg. Not gonna lie, but they're all huge. All the spots in Warrensburg are fucking huge, and the spots here are nice, mellow, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked skating with all. Like, Bobby was mainly the reason I came to.
Was he?
to
He was
Lake
going to
George.
Lake George at one point.
Bobby
right?
was in Lake George up until 7th grade or 8th grade.
I
Almost.
think he moved to Warrensburg.
Yep, he moved up to Warrensburg, and he started going to Warrensburg school where I was.
Huh.
Yep.
He used to carve those spiders into his board way back when. I don't know if you remember. What was the name of that store that was all the way at the bottom?
Antics,
That's it.
Antique Skate Shop.
It would literally. The store would literally let you order stuff right from whatever catalog they had, and it was cool. It was like right where that office where the King Neptune's people are.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a skate shop, and like, did they let you skate the two-stair?
Oh yeah, they didn't give a shit. The guy that owned the place would come skateboarding with us. The guy, he was really freaking good at skateboarding too.
Was you really?
I watched him one day. He heel flipped like a 4-stack.
Oh,
Heel
shit.
flip a 4-stack. Like, there's
That's
no more
ridiculous.
size.
Now,
That's some pop.
going like we got to know each other. Eventually, you guys got to know each other.
Yeah, no, I feel like I don't exactly remember like my first time meeting you, but I definitely remember like
I
one of the
remember.
first times.
You
like,
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
This is a $1 million beach, and you were doing tail whips off of one of the
Oh shit!
one of the docks that were stacked. There. And I was like,
Yeah.
Oh shit, that was cool because he
Damn.
did like a 7-foot drop, and I was just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to really like doing drops in the sand where it wouldn't hurt as much.
No, I think you were dropping from one to the other. You actually landed this one.
Oh shit.
Was it from like the roof to the?
No, it was.
No,
he
like,
had a
they
bunch
had,
of
like-
portable docks
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
for
know
the
what you're
boat
talking
launch.
It was
and they
like
were
just like
stacked
right
up.
next to the fucking like
The wall,
walkway.
Yep.
About. Wow.
I was there skating a 5-stair. I'm pretty sure with
Yeah.
with a couple people.
Huh.
I don't remember which day that was really.
But yeah, no, $1 Million Beach. That was like a really nice skate spot.
It was
in the
really
fucking-
nice.
The
in the
5-stair is
fall.
amazing.
So good. It was always super sandy though, in my opinion. But you know.
It
what
was
are
the
you
only
gonna do?
stair set I've ever switch flipped.
Really.
Yep. I switch kick flipped it back in the day.
But yeah, no, I feel like I remember. I think it was at least it was my first time filming you. It was like over like behind the school. There was like at the back door. There was like that
I
fucking
saw
awning.
that video last week.
I do where because
It
I
was-
know.
It's Johnny put it up.
Oh, that's
sent it
what
to
it
me.
was.
Not Johnny Thepford.
Kokoza.
Kokoza. Johnny
Yeah.
Kokoza posted me in it. He's like, dude, this is you jumping off the school like 10 years ago.
Dude, that,
Was that with the? Oh yeah.
I have
dude,
no
that's
idea.
crazy, man.
But yeah, there was a video of all of us, and now at the end of it, it's me like jumping onto my board off of it and falling.
yeah.
It looks stupid, but it was
Dude, I
funny.
remember like that day I was thinking like, dude, that's the gnarliest thing I've ever fucking seen.
That's
What are
not.
you
That's
doing?
no. That's fucking.
Like it
It's
was.
tall, but I didn't land anything. I just
Yeah.
fell over.
I mean, it's so cool. Like the fact that you like got up there and even like tried it was just gnarly in
You
my
know what?
opinion.
When my ankle's fixed, I'm gonna do that. Is it still at Price Dropper? That drop?
Oh, the loading drop? The loading container? Yeah, it's still there.
I want to hit that.
I was
You
just
used
about
to
to
do
bring
it,
that.
right?
I tried it once and I got fucking really fucked up.
Damn. So, going back down the road. Got to skate with like we had at this time we had a pretty good skate crew, I would say. You had like your people like Anthony, your Jake Livingston, people
Oh,
that
yeah.
old. Nate Hubble even used to skateboard.
I grew up skating with Jake
Really?
Livingston. It was him, Bobby, and like let's see who else. Chris Coes.
Chris Coes was a great skateboarder too.
Yeah, he's very good at skateboarding. I actually I lost a skateboard on him one time, and I still feel so bad about it.
Really?
Dude, he let me borrow his board, and like, I went to like the bus stop at the end of, or not the bus stop, the trolley stop at the end of Beach Road, and I was like sitting down in the grass over there with a couple people, and then I got up and walked away for like 10 minutes and forgot the board, and I like booked it back there, and it was gone.
Damn.
I was like, oh my god, dude.
Was he upset?
Yeah, he was pissed. I would be rightfully pissed too, but
Yeah.
I just feel so bad about that still.
Dude, it happens, man. Now, after skating, like, we ended up on one day, specifically, it was the day of St. Patrick's Day. We were filming.
Yep.
I had this, at the time, I had, like, this metal, like, fun box size, like, ramp.
Yeah.
Skated that behind the school, down the hill, getting lines, filming, not other lines, and and then we after that progressed into the village, skated the 3-stair, and then went down to the village mall and decided to set up a picnic table.
I think it was already set up.
You think okay, so this is going to be good going forward. So the table was already set up.
It was. We came there and somebody had been skating it either earlier in the day or whenever before that. But it was already set up over the gap. And, yeah. I broke it, though.
You were
there.
The only thing that we actually did, other than skateboard on the table that was already there, was you snapped the umbrella.
I think it's
pieces.
still funny. It's karma
Right?
that they got me out of randomly. They got the person that actually broke it. You know, that's the funniest thing to me.
Jesus.
It's like at random they got me. You know, it's just I don't know.
100%. So we're just skating it normal time. Actually, it was a great session.
Yeah.
And I at the time on my own personal channel, I would put up videos just to put them up. And so I put this one up. You know, months go by, not really thinking of anything of it. I'm like skateboarding in front of Pizza Jerks one day, and get this fucking call from a Los Angeles fucking area code number out of the blue. Hi, how's it going? Oh, good. Who's this? Hi, this is the producer of Judge Judy. We were just calling you to notify you that you guys are you and another one of your fellas are getting sued, and so either you can come to us she basically flipped around. She was like, so if you can either get sued in regular town court in Lake George, New York, over the vandalism on the picnic table at the Village Mall, or we can fly you out to be on Judge Judy. We'll pay for everything, expenses, and we'll even give you what did we get, like $300 a pop or something, like
$210, I think.
$210 a pop, and like I don't know what I don't know at this point. I've never heard it's been so long now. What happened from there? Did we like talk about, are we going on Judge Judy, or like?
I don't remember. Dude, it was mainly, I think we were both just dumbfounded and like didn't know how to take it until we were on the plane going there.
Yeah, so we decided to go, and my mom was like, "You're not going to California without me," because she was probably like,
I was alone, man.
That.
I had to go by myself.
You had to go by yourself, and then so the time comes to go to Judge Judy, and we took like some red-eye flight. It was like 3 a.m, 4 a.m.
We were on a plane with people that were also on different shows in Hollywood. Like,
were we really?
Yeah, there was people behind us that were on Judge Joe Brown, and like it was like a plane full of people that were going to Hollywood to be on shows.
I didn't even realize that.
God damn.
So I picked you up that night though. I was leaving from my house.
Drunk.
I picked you up from the bar on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And at 3
I was
a.m,
scared, bro. I was scared.
You were hammered. You were drinking whiskey or something.
I was drinking Red Label. Yeah.
Red Label, yeah. On our way to Albany Airport. And then we go.
Shat my pants the whole time.
Yeah, that was your first time being on a plane too.
Oh, dude, I was freaking out. Both ride there and back. All 4 plane trips. Because we had layover both times.
Did we really?
Yeah.
I forgot, dude.
O'Hara.
Oh, Chicago.
Yeah.
Shit. I forgot about
burnt
that.
in my skull because of how it's like,
Yeah. So yeah, we flying over, and then we finally get to LA, and I just remember being like, dude, this
It was
is
like a whole new
fucking
world.
cool.
Yeah.
Like you
I
see
had
the
a
big
panic attack,
LAX
dude.
sign going out of there. We end up staying in like Beverly Hills, North Hollywood area. And I remember, what was the first thing we did? Go to Hollywood Boulevard, or did we go to that skate park?
I think we I had a panic attack and I went to sleep for like 3 hours.
Oh, that's right.
And then we went to that skate park by that. It was in North Hollywood skate park. It was a what you call it? Rob Deerdick, I'm pretty sure, is the one who built
The skate plaza, yeah.
Yeah, that was his. It was his money that was put into it. But that was one of the best skate plazas I've ever skated. I had 2 like broken feet pretty much at the time. You know, I had like a sprain on my right and I had a fracture in my left foot at the time. So like I was just skating through pain the whole time. I don't know if you remember me not doing much.
I kind of do, and then but yeah, that park was amazing. And
Venice Park was better.
Venice Park was probably the best skate park. I don't know about you, but I've ever skated.
Yeah, yeah.
And but so yeah, so we ended up going to we went to Hollywood Boulevard, checked out all that shit. Got a line, did like a double heel flip, like improv, like double heel, like on the strip. It looked switch.
Yeah, his style is so fucking weird.
It was my style.
Okay.
It was and then what happened? I don't even remember, but something I would like to point out, if you've never been to California, the bums are fucking crazy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Insane.
The guy walking up behind you.
Walking up behind us. Even on Venice Park. Oh, we went to Hollywood High.
Oh yeah, you remember that guy who's like, give me the money and I'll go grab it, and like, fuck. He's
gonna let us go skate the stairs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. Like, it was cool seeing that. Like, damn, Hollywood High, like Baker, Maja, all that shit. Yeah, no, that was so cool. And like going to Venice, skating from Santa Monica to Venice.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Like right down
we were
the
only
bike
on
path.
the bus for like 10 minutes too. Like
Was that it?
Yeah, we got off early in Venice too. We got off before the mall because your mom wanted to go to the mall, and I'm pretty sure we went to the Nike shop there, that 2-story Nike store.
Oh shit, I remember that.
And what else? There was another couple places we went. I don't remember though. It was somewhere in that mall, but they had like it I don't know. And then we walked down to the main strip on the boulevard.
Huge signs.
Yeah.
Medical card, $40.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
got the
yeah.
time. It was like 2012.
Yep.
And what else happened? So we were skating and went to the Venice Park. Skated
Curran
the best.
Caples.
What's that?
Curran Caples was there.
Oh yeah, Curran Caples was there.
Oh, really?
Dude, this is the
He frontside flipped over that middle freaking. If you're familiar with the park, there's these 3 rounded quarters that are kind of like 2 right here and then 1 in the middle. He did a frontside flip over this one all the way over the middle one to the other
Fucking
side.
Christ.
insane. And this park had the snake run of a fucking lifetime. Like you built so much speed up that you could, if you weren't even good, probably 50-50 all the way around this pool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there was another pool that was in there, which was like a 14-foot deep pool. You remember that? It's like right next to it, and like it was the most. I want to go back so bad to California because of that. And thank you, Judge Judy, for allowing us to go to California for free. So, but yeah, we spent 3 days there, and the first 2.5 days we got to just hang out.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until the 3rd day that we went to this TV studio and had to go on the show.
We left that day right after.
Right
If
after.
you remember, it was like 1
Saw Chris
o'clock.
Haslam in the airport.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
He's like,
Dude,
oh,
he was like
God.
ordering food.
We were
Like,
freaking out, and your mom, me and you were like, dude, that's Chris Haslam. And your mom's like, you guys aren't going to go ask him? And we were like, no, and she walks up to him and asks him, and he's like, no.
douchebag.
Yeah, that guy's a douche. I don't know who that is.
And then from there,
His name was Chris, too, he said, though. And then he realized what was going on.
shit, he got spotted.
Yeah.
Who else has a long ass beard and hair like that?
Yeah, right.
You know?
He stands out in the crowd.
What was I gonna say though?
He was in line getting tacos.
Yeah, he's getting like tacos. So again, we're like in the producer's studio. They're like hyping us up. They're like, all right, so tell us the story. And then they try to basically get us to a point where we were so flustered that they were just hyping us up to make us look like fucking idiots out there. And my mom told me that, and like
I was like, don't you get what they're doing? And the lady got mad at me, like the lady that was in there, because she's just trying to hype you up. I'm saying this to this lady's face. She's just trying to get you to act like a fool on TV. That's all she's trying to get you to do.
stupid. Yeah, dude.
She'd be like, oh, he said this, and he's going to say this if you say that. Blah, blah, blah. Just trying to get our goat, you know? Trying to get you flustered. That's exactly what she was doing. I get it, though, to make good TV and
yeah.
intense.
You gotta.
Let's pick out a
ratings,
couple
man.
fucking kids and make an example out of them. You know, that's pretty much what this whole stupid thing was. Because I gotta be honest, dude, that guy who sued us is much more of an asshole than we are.
Oh, I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, whatever, to each his own. We're on the episode. We don't even meet Judge Judy at this point. We haven't seen the set. We don't know anything. We're going in
we could
blind.
take it from a room straight in.
Yeah, room straight in. We
God
automatic.
damn.
Yeah, we're like walking out of the room, straight to the doors.
On
That
film.
glass that you see, like, dude, yes. And then like we're like, get ready to go. And then it was time. It was just like didn't even like, dude. I couldn't even think.
There was no, all right, we're on the air. It was you walk in and it's going.
Yeah.
You're on air.
She
so-
walks in the room, you know. I'm pretty sure she was on crutches at the time.
Was she?
Yeah.
She's an asshole.
She had,
Anyways.
she had a ankle brace on. But yeah.
Yeah, so we like
That's
walking
gnarly.
down. You know that famous like
I gotta hit the bathroom real quick.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it. Sorry.
So while we're gonna take a break and we're just gonna talk about just some plugs. First, I just want to plugs and then we'll jump right to the chat. But we talked about It's a Gala at the Trap in Fort Anne, New York. It's our formal party with Big Time Kitty. Come hang out. It starts at 8 p.m. It's $5. We're gonna have a good time.
This is gonna be
It's
a
gonna be a party with
fantastic
you.
night.
And other than that, we got Saratoga Comic Con October 26th and 27th this weekend. Make sure to stop there. Go check out some cool, I don't know, superhero, just cool, stuff. And then after that, head right to the Null Void Apparel Drop, which is at Bourbon and Wolf on Lark Street in Albany. It's Saturday, October 26th at 6 p.m. It's going to be vegan food, shirts, a whole fall inventory, and even a raffle. Make sure to head there. So, and then let's just jump.
Tap back into this chat.
You want to jump in shower to finish the story?
Let's finish the story.
Yeah, so we're in. We're sitting there. She comes up. You may be seated. You know, that exactly how you saw it on TV. Which, just so you guys know, we will be showing that following this episode. So make sure to not leave this link and watch the Judge Judy episode that we were on today. And so, yeah, we're there.
You still got a copy of it, huh?
I got a copy of it. I had to. Okay, I literally
know.
had to go on Pirate Bay to find it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
God damn.
It's on
because
Pirate Bay, though.
It's on Pirate. I had to download the whole season
Oh,
to
my
find
God.
it. Yeah,
I thought
because
that you
we
got
signed
us-
papers. Remember
I thought
saying
that you got a free one. Or not a free one.
So that was
you
one
could
of the
buy
things.
It, right?
you couldn't even buy it.
No?
No. So that was the thing. We had to. I sign off on the fact
Rude.
that we don't get a copy of this, which
Yeah.
whatever.
No problem.
And so after that, we're on, and she starts talking to us, and it's like pretty much like being in a trance of just blacked out, but kind of just going. I don't know. I just remember her like kind of talking to us. Gerald Bongiorno. Pretty much, we got sued for like I said, damage on a picnic table. It was for $3,000. What the fuck is that?
Because it was custom made, apparently.
Custom made. It was like a $200 picnic table you could buy at Home Depot.
I could make the picnic table myself. It's
Yeah.
not hard to make one.
And then
Especially
also
because it was small.
Yeah, it was miniature. That's why we skated it, because it was so low to the
Yeah.
ground.
You could skate it.
exactly,
It just made it that much better.
she basically called us Dumb and Dumber,
yeah.
Yep.
and then we lost. I mean, we got
Lost. I think they knew we were going to lose.
yeah. I mean, vaguely. We're only saying this vaguely because you're gonna see it later. But yeah, it was just a completely unfair. I mean,
I don't
dang.
even think I said 3 words, man. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
You
sure
said 3
dog
words. Yeah.
That's it, right? I was like,
Yeah, no,
that's
I
not
feel like
true.
Frankie did
I
most
did all
of
the
the time.
talking.
Yeah.
And just the day before.
I was sunburnt to a crisp. I think I had sun
both were.
poisoning. I think I
You
had
look like
sun
lobsters,
poisoning.
dude.
I'm pretty sure I had sun poisoning. I was hungover from the 240s I drank the night before. Like,
Yeah, dude.
It was a rough one. It was a rough one in court that day.
Totally. And like, yeah, we had to know. We knew we were going in pretty much where we lost, and but it was like 30. That guy got $3,000.
Yeah,
and
he
he
did.
didn't even deserve it.
$3,300.
And you want to know what the most screwed up thing about that whole thing was? He said that he was going to donate some of the portion, and he never did.
No, he didn't. And did you see that the Adirondack Journal called him out about 2 weeks after that?
I saw that.
Yes. Yep.
Good.
They called his ass out in the paper.
Which was like, come
Good.
on, dude. Like
literally, oh, he said he
said
was
on
going to
live
do this,
TV.
and he hasn't done it yet. That's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm. No, I do actually remember that. Yeah.
He looked like such a Guido
He really
douchebag
fucking did.
on that show.
Now, was he
too.
related to Joey Bongiorno?
It's Joey's uncle.
Ah.
Okay.
does he not usually dress like that?
No.
Really?
No.
What a bastard.
If you've seen him lately, he's trying to rap right now. He's doing his own rap thing.
Really?
Not Joey, Gerald.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna say anything more because I don't want to piss people off.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Because I'm friends with Joey too, and I'm sure he'd be tight if I said some shit about his uncle. So.
Absolutely. No, yeah, it was just all around. Thank you for letting us come to California, Judge.
No, I definitely was jealous that I didn't get sued over that.
Yeah.
Like, I was scared of that bench too. Like, I wanted to
It
trip
was
to
just
Cali.
me and Frankie that day, though.
Yeah.
That was all it
Yep,
was.
that was all in the video.
And I remember that all they did was show me falling on the picnic table too.
Mhm.
They just showed me trying
And
to
you
do a
hear people-
kickflip 50, and I just fall. I did that trick just for the fun of it. Like I knew I wasn't gonna land it.
Then you hear the crowd, oh, like,
Yeah.
it's like after balls, like any Bell video. And fuck, dude, what a crazy experience. I don't even tell or talk to people about it most of the time unless somebody asks me about it.
So this is the story I give to people at work. You know, after I've worked at a place for like a couple of months or something, and be like, hey, you wanna hear something funny? You know, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, I was on Judge Judy, and they'll be like, no fucking way. You're lying. You're lying. And I'll be like, oh yeah. Just to freak people out. Not even freak them out, just like to get them.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's a funny little thing.
It's so random.
Yeah, it
It
really
is.
is. It really
is.
It's so random, man.
Do you think it helped at all shine light on the fact that we need a skate park here?
We got the skate park.
We got
Very
the
true.
skate park. Yeah.
Did we not?
It
Yeah.
happened like years later for sure.
No help from Gerald Bongiorno.
Nope.
No.
That's
So-
okay though. We didn't need your help. We got
So
it.
as you guys read the chat, I'm gonna make another cup of tea because my throat, my tonsils are all screwed up right now.
Dude,
So
drink
just
that cup.
let's see what the people
Look
are gonna
into
say.
the
It's
chat.
Pretty chatty in there.
Very chatty.
And if anybody has any questions about this experience that we had, let us know in the chat.
We'll get there in a second. So Dylan McKenzie, he's got that new Mirth Films OG hoodie, but is also feeling Frankie on the sore throat. That's rough. Drink some turmeric. That shit helps.
Yes, it does.
Forever and official. Between now and Forever Official. Hell yes, Tony Pro Skater. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Gives me flashbacks to PS1. I spent so many hours on that, and I think we all honestly have. Like,
Oh yeah.
I wish I could go back on PS2 and like see how many hours I logged on just all of those together. Like, that was at least a year.
I got pretty into that game too.
So much fun. Dylan McKenzie still hasn't landed a kickflip, and he's 26. Well, don't stop trying, and you'll land it. I believe in you. That's skateboarding.
Tony Hawk's 52, and he just did a 900 a year ago.
Dude, oh yeah, he did like the 50 tricks for a 50.
And then he did the never before done downward spiral.
Oh yeah, dude. So keep on going, Dylan. You freaking got this. Warrensburg has some interesting skate spots. I definitely know you know all about that. I'm a big fan of. I think it's behind kind of like the bank. It's like this really big 2-block, and it's just like a drop.
It's called the Conservation Gap
Oh, okay.
because the building that was there was a conservation building, and they knocked it down, and that's the foundation to it, where they had a storage thing in the access to their basement was right there.
Okay.
So that was more like a load up. They'd have a truck come up to it. It was like
Yeah.
a loading dock.
Yeah, that
but it
makes
was all
sense.
concrete, and it just made it look like a big 2-step. But yeah, that was the Conservation Gap. And then there's the Conservation Gap 2.0, which is above that. I don't know if you've ever looked at it. It's about twice
Maybe
as tall.
not.
It's from the driveway over the parking lot or over the sidewalk into the road.
Oh, I think I do know what you're talking
It's
about.
like there's a corner of the parking lot where it comes up on this side next to the bank.
Yeah.
You go from that corner into the road.
That would be fucking gnarly.
It's like a 12-foot drop.
Jesus.
Nobody's done it yet, as far as I know.
I guess pro skaters over here, they'll do it.
Yeah. Then there's the gnarliest gap in Warrensburg, I'd have to say, would definitely be the new stair set behind the health center.
Well, yeah, I think that's like a 11 or 12 set or something.
Yeah, it might be even 13 or 14. I don't remember. But the handrail is totally doable. And there's also Oscar's Smokehouse, the meat store up by my old house. They had this parking lot to parking lot gap, and it was from their parking lot. And then there was like a little curb that was like maybe like this tall, like a stack and a half tall.
Yeah.
And then it was like a 9-foot drop with a 4-foot gap of grass to the next parking lot to this like little, it was a parking lot on the lower lot. And I remember skating that thing like, I'd go there every day trying to kickflip it for years and years, and then I finally learned how to kickflip it, and I was just so proud of it. That was the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Hell yeah.
Is kickflip that gap. I remember I had this, my mom's video camera from like 1998, and it was one of the ones that had the screen right here, and it was it was like the lens is on the left side, and you hold it with a little hand thing that goes around your hand.
Yep.
And then the thing spins like this, kind of like a screen. Yeah, I had it set up on that thing, and I remember I rewound it so many times watching the kickflip I did that I ruined the actual.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Kind of like when you rent a movie from the movie store that has a sexual scene in it, and it gets those little lines through it. And you had the VHS. Rewound so many goddamn times.
Oh man. Dude, yeah, no, I fucking feel that. No, Warrensburg definitely like has the more gnarly spots over like Georgia. I would say like even that like small like forest there at TD Bank, like dude, like that's such a nice little set that like you would not find in like Georgia at all.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was a thing with you guys when you were younger, but we always named every gap. Like if you were the founder of a gap and nobody else knew about it, you could name it. Like that's the way it was when I was a kid. That's like, I don't know.
Just like the Casey Bank.
Casey
I
Bank.
guess, yeah, it's called the Casey Bank, but
no, I feel like we had more like like general area names.
Oversized 3.
and actually it wasn't even the person that founded it. It was whoever could do the gap first. If you were the first person to do the gap, then you name it.
Oh, that's cool.
So like I was the first person to do Oscar's Gap, but we just named it Oscar's Gap, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I might not have been, actually. This guy Red that used to skate might have done it. I don't know if he did or not.
Who is the best skater of all time who's ever coming out of Warrensburg?
I don't know. I really don't. I'm the only one that still does. I'm not that good anymore though. Like
dude, we put Doug to the test the other day. So Doug was a chicken. Wasn't gonna ollie this stone gap. This guy, much older and in fucking pain in his ankle.
Just sent it.
Dude, I'm happy you're getting surgery because I want to see the real Chris Brauser skate. So like in pain, tries it, tumbles. Watch episode 1 of Skate Rat to see it. But you still shred, man, dude.
I almost landed it. Like my third try, I landed on my board and I slipped backwards. I thought I had it. That's why I committed all the way. It was a really weak ollie, but I was going fast, you know. Yeah.
No, they never got real close on that.
Dude, gaps and drops were definitely my thing when I was younger. I was all about doing the big sets. Like, I remember I went to Myrtle Beach when I was like 15, and I kickflipped this oversized 9 stair, and I was just like, oh my god. You know? And I had that same camera, too, that I was talking about. So, like, yeah. All my old but all my old footage is on high 8 tapes, too.
Yeah.
So, like, these little tiny tapes that nobody uses anymore, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, were those the same tapes that we used in like the fucking
Canon? It was that was a mini DV, so not quite.
These ones were like the first like
high 8. I know what
high
you're
8,
talking
yes,
about.
exactly.
Yeah, they're a little bigger too, right?
Yep. Weren't we trying to find one in Hollywood?
We're trying to find DV tapes
because
I did the biggest double kink. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
You filmed it, obviously.
Yeah, I filmed it.
I 180 50-50 to double kink hubba.
Yeah.
It was, honestly, leaving that place, I felt like a better skateboarder. It was like, holy shit, dude. This No wonder these kids are so good. They got fucking great spots, dude.
Yeah.
You don't even have to try.
Exactly.
You have to drive an hour to go, even when the shelter was open.
Yeah.
To skate something decent. And, you know.
It's funny. I'll go to this skate park and people will be like, dude, how do you get so good? And I'll be like, I can't do it anywhere else. This is the only place I can do this good, you know?
Yeah.
I know the skate park. You know, I know all the ways to hit stuff and make it look like I'm doing something crazy, you know? And it's really just, it's not hard. It's just consistency.
Muscle memory,
really.
yeah.
It's being consistent and knowing how to do something with the least amount of effort. You
Totally.
know?
Yeah.
No, I hear you, man. Now, other than that, okay, I know, Dylan, we got you aroused with our tapes here. And, yeah.
So we do have a lot of nice bush, iRod, and auxiliary. Thank you. Dude, it's the Bush Capades. That's what I'm labeling these times. It's been like 3 podcasts with the Bush beers.
It's complete bullshit.
We've had okay. Well, there's been
You got
like
hammered off
highlights.
Highlights. You're wearing a box on your head.
You're right. But we've had Bush in my fridge for like the past 3 weeks.
It is the Bush Capades.
Oh, Dylan McKenzie's got a bum story from Venice Beach. Venice to Santa Monica was the best skateboard ride of my life. How far is that? Like
It's not
on a
far.
skateboard? It's
You
not
skate
far at
on
all.
literally a bike path, right on the sand. It's awesome. You remember cruising on that?
What was it?
It was like that bike path that led from
Oh,
Santa
on
Monica
Venice?
Beach to.
It was Muscle
Venice.
Beach, actually.
Oh,
Oh.
shit! Really?
So that's that place that we were at, Muscle Beach, is where Arnold Schwarzenegger became famous, and like that's where he worked out in like the 70s.
Oh shit.
So like that's where he got buff, was at Muscle Beach, and that's why they call it that. It was just this big. We went right by it. It was a whole bunch
I don't
of.
remember.
There was weights. There was like pull-up bars. All this stuff right on the sand on the beach, and we had to go by it to get to the skate park. And that walkway goes right by it. It was Muscle Beach, and then it goes out to the Venice skate park.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's fucking sick.
Yep.
So before we jump back into the programming, I do want to make an announcement. On November 6th, we will be doing the Kind of Live, Kind of Living podcast live from Duffy's Tavern in
Wow.
Lake George, New York. So if you can come out, you're from, upstate New York area, come a couple hours early, have a couple beers with us. We're going to have some fun. It's our local home,
Oh yeah.
And,
It's gonna be a good
be
time.
good. And if you can't make it, as always, you can tune in at 9 p.m. on the Kind of Live, Kind of Living podcast, Mirth Films YouTube channel. So, but we're happy to share that, and there will be an event page on our Facebook. So make sure to let us know if you're going or not, and don't lie. If you're interested, you better be interested. Just saying. It's like the worst. It's like
better be
it's like, oh,
interested.
dude, like back in the day, like because they're on college party, dude. Look, hey, all these people are going. No, all these people aren't going. They just want the name on the list in case they go. That's it.
That's a rough one.
It's a rough. Please come. It'll be fun, I promise.
It's gonna be a good time.
Maybe you can be on it too. Honestly, I want to have people on. I want it to be just a rotating, random people. Like, not random, but like homies. If you're a homie, come.
Check us out.
Yeah, dude. Connor,
Be with us.
want to take a plane?
live.
Yeah. All right.
Connor.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Cloud.
If you want to take
Relive
plane.
Claudia on the mic.
Cloudy on the mic, and we have a party we're throwing based off your legendary.
Come for a couple weeks.
Yeah, man, gonna kill ya. All right, so what else we got to talk about? I can talk about a couple. I only want to talk about a couple minor news things. I don't even just want to brush over. My throat's killing me. Oysterhead extended their tour. They haven't even extended it, but they are playing the East Coast date. For those who don't know, Oysterhead, aka if you don't listen to Fish, or Primus, or even
Or the Police.
It's a super group formed of Les Claypool of Primus, Trey Anastasio of Fish, and Stuart Copeland on drums from the Police. And they announced their reunion shows out in Colorado in February 14th and 15th, 2020. But in April, I think it's like 24th through 26th, they're headlining the Sweetwater 420 Festival in Atlanta, Georgia. So go if you get your tickets now, because that's gonna sell out. And other than that, Quiet Riot drummer has cancer, but he's still playing. He has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. If you want the full details, head to our website. And our good friends, local rockers, Bad Mothers, have released a cover that's going to be premiering on Spotify on Friday, covering Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta Love. It's going to be sick. I haven't listened to it. Corny has. The reviews are out, which you can also check on our site.
Chill.
Other than that, I am struggling to even like swallow right now.
I can hear it.
Fucking
Yeah.
crazy. It's like, I have to like duck my head every time. It's like shit.
He's going through it.
I'm going through a fucking midlife crisis. This is what happens when you work and stress out for like months and then go get
Blasted up in a cold
it's
environment.
really been the theme of October. It's cold.
It's not a
I
sober
just can't drink
October.
High Life.
Tell you that.
Goes too quick.
But speaking of sober October, so like you want to know some like fucked up shit? Is that Elon Musk smoking weed on the Joe Rogan podcast like last year somehow cost taxpayers like $5 million?
You know why?
Oh, I do. I got a whole bunch.
I know why.
Why?
It's because a bunch of people thought that his stocks were going to go down in Tesla. So everybody sold their stocks pretty much, and they stopped investing in him. A bunch of people did.
God damn. And yeah, no, apparently like also because they do have like security contracts with NASA, and obviously NASA is like anti-drugs. So like they really had to go through like a whole safety audit of their entire company just to kind of like keep that contract with them, which ended up costing them $5 million. But then for some reason NASA like reimbursed them for it, and also the same thing with like Boeing Air Company because they're like a competitor, so like they had to go through the same shit. So really freaking odd
That's
that
so
like it's you know it's because like. So, I mean, that was like, what, like a 2-3 hour podcast. Like, for the first hour, you know, they're just sitting there drinking whiskey, just shooting the shit the entire time. And then all of a sudden, like, someone sparks a blunt and it's like a big deal. Like, especially like that does take place in California where all of that is legal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shouldn't cost anybody any money, you know?
Right.
But you know what? That's ridiculous. But, like, moving on to some better news. Tony Hawk, you can text him now.
Really?
Dude, he gave out this number, and from what I've researched, it's kind of like no, I mean, the chances of you hearing back from him because so many people are fucking texting him is probably slim to none. But like, it's
like
kind of
voting.
it's kind of like this app, but it's gonna like try to help like you know like famous people and like influencers like be. You know, like communicate with their fans. So it's like you can like text this one number. He like posted this number up on like Twitter. And, like, if you text it, like, you know, you get, like, an automated message back. And it's like, hey, you know, it's Tony Hawk, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. But, like, he says, like, you know, it's going to take him a while to get through it. But, like, he's gonna reply to as many as you can. So, if you want to try to contact Tony Hawk, ask him a question, shoot him a text. Go to his Twitter. Find out his number.
A couple questions.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Dude, like, what was that 900, man?
How is that? Yeah. Why are you so
Who did you sell your soul to?
How'd you get the game, Tony?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Dude, and then one other thing. So this is just really funny. So this 20-year-old in Iowa, he got busted at a bar. He was underage. So the cops, you know, like, ask him for his ID, and he refuses. They take him out of the bar. He gives them his ID, and he's 20. And they're like, all right, so, like, what was the fake ID you used to get in? He was like, I don't have one. He's, like, kind of like rummaging through his ID, through his wallet. And the cops see a fake ID in there, so they grab it. And it was a fake Hawaiian ID that had McLovin on it.
Like from the movie?
From the movie
Oh
Super
my God.
Bad.
He didn't get in trouble, though, right?
This dude... Oh, I mean, he obviously got kicked out of the bar.
I would have just been like, I didn't know what he was asking me for. I just gave him this.
Like he really,
Yeah, that's funny.
From
Yeah,
like
you
the
know,
way
like-
the story like read out, it really seemed like he was trying to not give these people give the cops the McLovin ID, like obviously.
Yeah.
But like Michael, I'm not too sure if he'd like use it to actually get into the bar because that's fucking hilarious.
So it's pretty impressive that he even got into the bar. I
Yeah.
mean,
right?
it should be. I would feel like they should get in trouble over him because he was kind of doing what anybody would have done at 20 years old.
Yeah, dude. Like
You know?
he bought.
You said McLovin
He
ID
bought
from
a
the-
McLovin.
Imagine going there. Sorry, but imagine going there with the McLovin ID, just being like, "They're not gonna let me in." I just want to joke with them and show them this ID, and so they turn me away. And then he actually gets in, and he's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
You know?
This guy didn't see the movie.
Yeah, he didn't see super bad.
Like, dude, yeah, no, that's and even Seth Rogen saw it. You know, he retweeted it saying, "My work is complete." Like, what more could you ask for, dude? This one kid just orders an ID off Amazon, McLovin, gets to the bar. Like, gotta love it. Comes full circle.
That's awesome, man.
I wonder if it actually had something to do with the movie, like it was like a product from the movie, like a.
It could, I know there's like a few shops down in like the village that like,
or was
yeah.
it like a joke
gift
one you
shop.
get at Spencer's?
That's what I'm curious about.
Because if it was the joke one you get at Spencer's, it's kind of screwed up that they let him in. They literally must have been like, yeah, here, go.
Whatever. We need the money.
Oh, you got an ID, cool.
So what you been watching?
Hawaii, huh?
Well, I haven't been watching too much. I've been listening to a lot. Joe Rogan Experience, obviously, JRE, the one, the only. He had Edward Snowden on, like literally like hours, like fucking like last night, this morning, which I think is a very fucking big deal. Like Joe Rogan's podcast gets out to like millions of people, and Edward Snowden, obviously, the government doesn't like this guy. He used to work for the NSA and is revealing a whole bunch of secrets about how they kind of go about business and how they're spying on us. So like him being on there and just like talking about his whole spiel, and he just came out with a book. I think it's called Permanent Record that you can like get on Amazon and wherever books are sold. Like so obviously the government is not like really too happy about this guy. So I definitely think this is very good for everybody else besides the government to kind of just like really learn all of this information and yeah. Like
Go check it out.
Go check it out. It's definitely interesting. It definitely will make you think a little bit. Watch yourself. Other than that, I've also been listening to a lot of Wavy Cunningham this week. Definitely shouted him out a few times on the podcast before. Check him out on SoundCloud, Spotify, Wavy Cunningham. Some good local hip hop.
Hell yeah. What about you, man? Have you been listening and watching anything?
Not really. I've just been watching like a couple of YouTubers, like H3 podcasts and stuff like that. Yeah. Not really that much. I don't watch too much TV, man. I listen to music and play a lot of video games. So
yeah,
like I'm big into like the pro CS:GO thing and everything. I watch all the pros play and shit like that. But
so about for like music, what are you into?
I listen to mostly like anything that sounds good, really, dude. Like, I don't have a preference anymore. I used to be, like, really big into, like, heavy metal and hardcore, and I started liking rap, and then from rap, I just evolved into everything. Like, as soon as I started listening to rap, I was like, I might as well listen to everything. Like, because it's so different from what I usually listen to. There's no point in not trying to find something that I like. So, I mean, for rap, probably, I listen to this guy called Shy Glizzy. He's a little bit underground. And then like I've been listening to this band actually called Powerwolf. I don't know if you know Powerwolf.
No.
I do not.
Oh my god, dude, it's an amazing. They're like a modern Slayer. Okay? They're power metal and you know Dragon Force?
Of course.
So they're like a better Dragon Force, but they're like Catholic though. So they I don't even know. The only way you can understand him is to check him out, like, seriously. But, yeah, it's a good band.
Nice.
It's fun. I listen to such weird music, too. You'd probably, like, two different things I could show you, like, two of my favorite songs, and you'd be like, how is this guy the same person, you know?
It's all good, man. You gotta like some shit, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what you been listening to?
Well, thank you for asking. I've been, listening to Fish. Got tour coming up. But watching-wise, I've been watching a lot of, just from being sick, I watch a lot of skateboarding stuff. High and Dry. Basically, this water park owner let these professional skateboarders, you would know every one of them, skate the whole place. It was insane. Go check it out. IC3, Illegal Civilization 3. Yeah. Great skate movie. Mikey Alfred makes some awesome videos. Check that out. And then I also watched... how Tyshawn Jones became Skater of the Year.
How was that?
You gotta see it. I really enjoyed it. It was inspirational for sure. And then Spitfires, Keep the Fire Burning, a Shadware part also on Thrasher. Really good. Check that out. Mm-hmm. But just to wrap up, I just want to say this weekend there's a lot going on. Get out. It's going to start snowing soon. Go have some fun. We got Aqueous coming into town. Saturday night. Go check that out. Those guys are from Buffalo. They rip, and they're on their way up. Go see them. Comic-Con. Go to it. No Void Drop. Go to it. Weddings. Only if you got to go to it. I got to go to one. But other than that, it's been great having you on, man. And we can't wait for all of you guys, the tens of viewers, to see just the episode that we were on. And that being said, I'm Frankie Cavone.
I'm Doug Quimby.
We're with Chris Brauser, and we are Kinda Live.
Kinda Livin.
You can check us out any time of the day, every day on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. But now it's time to watch a flick. I'll see you guys later.